The message came through while I was finishing a late shift. Come get her, we're boarding now. Then another, seconds later, my mother-in-law. Don't make us feel guilty, she needs to learn a lesson. My phone slipped from my hand, hitting the tile. I remember the sound it made more clearly than the words on the screen. For 3 seconds I couldn't move, couldn't think, just stared. My daughter, 8 years old, alone at the airport while the rest of them boarding a flight to Disney. I didn't reply, I just ran. Every red light was a personal insult. Every breath felt like fire. My hands shook on the steering wheel. By the time I reached the terminal, my throat burned from silent screaming. Then I saw her, sitting cross-legged near a vending machine, clutching her stuffed fox, eyes swollen from crying. She looked up when I called her name. She smiled like the world was right again. And in that moment, I decided something. No one would ever hurt her again, not even the people who called themselves family. They said it was a misunderstanding, that she'd been rude, that she talked back. My wife avoided my eyes the entire time. She needs to learn consequences, her mother said, sipping tea like we were discussing homework, not abandonment. I stared at them, feeling the distance grow like a wall. It wasn't the first time they'd tried to correct her. It was just the first time they left her to face fear alone. Later that night, after my daughter was asleep, I asked my wife one question. Did you agree to it? She hesitated. That hesitation told me everything. Her answer didn't matter anymore. I lay awake for hours, the silence heavy and deliberate. My chest hurt from holding everything in, the rage, the disbelief, the cold realization that I was married to someone who could justify cruelty with a straight face. By morning, I had decided I needed to know more, because betrayal rarely happens once. It's a pattern, a quiet accumulation of small cruelties dressed as care. I started watching, listening. The phone she guarded so carefully at night, the late messages, the whispered calls that ended when I entered the room. I didn't confront her. I learned. I tracked her flight histories, bank records, credit card charges. A pattern emerged. Hotel stays that didn't match the conferences she mentioned. Dates that aligned with family visits. Then came the photos. Screenshots sent anonymously from an untraceable number. Her. With him. A coworker I'd met once. Smiling, polite, forgettable. He was holding her hand. My wife, the woman who left our daughter at an airport to teach her a lesson, smiled like she'd never known guilt. I didn't break. I studied. Because pain is useless without control. So I gathered. Dates, messages, proof. And I waited. It happened a week later at her mother's house. Dinner, laughter, pretending. My daughter sat between them, quiet, picking at her food. When dessert came, I slid a small envelope across the table. For you, I said, my voice steady. My wife frowned, confused. Her mother reached for it first. Photos spilled out. Hotel receipts, a printed screenshot of the flight reservation she'd made under her maiden name. My wife went pale. Her fork hit the plate like a gunshot. No one spoke. She looked at me, trembling. How long? Long enough, I said. The room was silent except for the clock ticking behind her. 60 beats per minute, each one marking the end of something that never should have begun. I didn't yell, didn't curse. I told her she could stay with her mother. The house, the car, everything tied to my name, she wouldn't touch it. I already filed, I said quietly, and I told the lawyer everything, including the airport. Her mother gasped, suddenly realizing that family lessons have consequences too. She's my granddaughter. No, I said, she's my daughter. I stood up, walked to the door. My wife followed, pleading now, her voice cracking with something that sounded like regret, but came too late. You can't take her from me. I looked at her for the first time since it happened. You already did. Then I left. It's been 6 months. My daughter laughs again, though sometimes she asks why Grandma never calls. I tell her the truth, because she deserves that much. Some nights I replay the airport footage in my mind, The cameras, the texts, the coldness in their tone. That was the night I buried more than trust. I buried the version of me who begged for peace at the cost of dignity. Now, silence is my language. Distance, my comfort. They wanted to teach her a lesson, but I was the one who learned it. Never confuse family with loyalty, and never forgive someone who mistakes cruelty for love.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.